Yo guys, what's up? It's your girl Dev, and today we're going to talk about double filling your hospital and the reasons why you double fill it and how to double fill it, because it's a very important process, especially for Imperium Kingdoms, and I'm going to show you how I do it, and I've actually never done it before, so this is a first time process for me, and I'm pretty excited to show you guys. So sit back and enjoy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is show you our current troop capacity in our hospital. Currently, our troop capacity is 675,000. We are currently in KVK Season 4, and anytime that you're in KVK and your Crusader Fortress has been completed and built, you will be able to get this 675,000 troop expansion, or 675,000 hospital capacity. Now, with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to fill it up, and then we're going to heal every troop that we have. And while we're doing that, we're going to discuss a little bit about how we do that and why. So we're just going to go ahead and attack. Yep, we're going to remind me tomorrow. I'm attacking with my T5 with just a simple army, because I need to fill it up faster, and this is about the only way to do it. Now, during this process, it's pretty unique because I want to be able to fill my hospital in order to either migrate or to, for Imperium Kingdoms, they do this process so that they can drop out of Imperium and bring new players in. Unfortunately, in an Imperium Kingdom, you can only bring players that are 35 million and below. They just recently changed that, so it made it more efficient, and it works great. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to attempt to double cap our hospital, and it should be pretty interesting, and it kind of sucks because I get to see all my troops go in the hospital. My power is going to go down. Ugh, it's just going to be rough. Alright guys, there's one more thing I would like to mention to you guys, especially if you're migrating kingdoms. Another way to do it, if you're migrating to a kingdom, let's say you're in KVK, like in my situation right now, and I'm in KVK, but I want to migrate to a kingdom that is fighting, that we're fighting, or that we're allies with in KVK. Like, for example, if I wanted to go to 1274 and be with the Koreans in that kingdom, if I wanted to, this is just an option for most players, and most players migrate to another kingdom that they're fighting with in KVK. It's actually pretty normal, and I've seen that a lot. But either way, one thing that you can do is you can have someone from that kingdom zero you. Yeah, you heard me, zero you. Take all your troops out of your well, if you have anything left, at least. I mean, like in my situation, I have like literally nothing left. But so it works well for me. I take out the troops in my city, and they just swarm my city, because what they're doing is they're taking the resources from me, right? Then they're taking it back to their city, right? And now when I migrate there, or if you were to migrate to that kingdom, now you can get your resources back. Oh, magical, right? Well, you would hope that they would give it back to you at least. But I mean, hey, if you're going to a kingdom and you're migrating there, and they're in the KVK with you, if you so happen to have a farm in that kingdom, maybe you use that farm account to attack your city. And then now your farmer who's in that kingdom has the resources. But this can only be done in KVK. It can't be done anywhere else. And that's, I guess, a little cool thing to do, I guess. I don't know. I mean, or you can be really generous and give all your resources to somebody else. But that, in your kingdom, of course. And that's up to you. I mean, everybody does it differently, but that's just a little tip that you could try. Alright now guys, as we finish up here, I have made my final strike on the unit. I've now got 190 dead, which is perfectly fine at this point. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heal my hospital. Yes, I needed 111 million food. I did not have enough food. I did not expect it. So I started opening resource items, and I was like, oh, this is going to take too long. So let me just open some chests, because, again, I feel like it's also going to take a stupid amount of time. And I decided to go ahead and just use those resources and wait for the helps from the Alliance and speed it up. Because I was going to have to use the speed ups anyways. I'm going to have to use the resources anyways. I'm going to get rid of them. So this is the best and most efficient way to do this method. Now that I'm coming down to the last minute, now we can look at it and we're ready to go. I am now going to repeat this process and refill my hospital again with all the remaining troops. Alright guys, so I have actually finally finished doing the double fill on the hospital, and let me tell you this, I was quite stressed watching my troops die. I am officially out of troops. Okay, not officially out of troops. I have 64,000 T1 carts or T1 siege left, and that's all I got. That is it. I am at double capped my hospital, and that is all I got left. My power is significantly lower. I'm at 43 million, and it's pretty sad. I feel kind of sad that I'm this low. But this is how you double fill your hospital. Now, I'm going to show you something inside the city. It makes people nervous when you double fill a hospital. You see how there's troops? I don't even want to circle near it because I'm afraid I'm going to tap it. You see how the troops are sitting there in the hospital? They're like waiting for you to click on it. So technically your hospital is quote unquote empty because they're there, but they're not technically there. I guess they're like in limbo. They're like, they don't know if they're in the hospital and they don't know if they're really in your city or not. So they're just waiting. But if I were to click on it and collect it, it does bring the troops back into my city. My power automatically goes back up to whatever half of my power is. Actually, probably quite significant because pretty much anything in my hospital that needs to be healed now is like really low troops. Like I think T3s and T2s and T1s in there. So not very many T4s, definitely no T5s. If there is, very, very little. Either way, this is how you double fill your hospital. And now, if you were to migrate, or if your kingdom is Imperium, and doing this double fill on the hospital will help bring you out of Imperium and allow new members to join. You just gotta be very careful because again, anytime you zoom in on your city and you click on that hospital, you just have to do the process all over again. This process is used in KVK because your hospital capacity is doubled. So a lot of people double fill their hospitals in KVK because it's more efficient for their troops. Now I did have to open a crap ton of food, and I'm sitting here watching my numbers on my farm, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I need so much food. I needed like 111 million food. Like, bro, reals? They told me that I would need more gold being T5. Huh? They lied. Whoever told you that lied. Well, actually, they didn't lie because T5 is very expensive. So anyways, I am a clickbaiter, so I'm going to try not to zoom in on my city too much because I am accidentally going to click on a damn hospital. And all of this work, I think 16 hours or 16 days of speed ups I had to use to fill my hospital. Bro, like for reals? Like, yeah, about that life. This should not be a regular thing. But because it costs a lot of resources, and if you have a heavy amount of T5 players that are doing this process, it's going to cost them a lot of resources. So if you are a free-to-play or low spender and you're in a kingdom that's Imperium and you need to help your T5 players. You need to help give them resources so that they can bring their cap down to bring in new, fresh players. And it's how you have to help the kingdom, and sometimes you have to take sacrifices, and that may mean you're giving resources to people. But that's it. So this video is pretty short. I fast forward through me killing off all my troops and trying to pick in commanders. But you definitely want to pick commanders that are really low level. That way that they're not firing off skills that frequent. They have like no talent trees. I think the one I used doesn't have a talent tree. I'm not 100% sure. But you don't want to use a commander that's like super expertise, legendary commander with a secondary commander, unless you really want to do it that way. But then you're also, the other person that you're fighting with is losing just as many resources as you are. That's why I decided to use the weaker commanders so that I'm not putting a whole big burden on the other player. And that way it's easier anyways. And I used City Keeper, that's who it was. I used City Keeper. City Keeper was fun. And he's 5'5", but I mean it's a little bit, it's fine. He was level 10, it's fine. Either way, that's how you double fill your hospital. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you have any questions about how I did this, or yeah, if you have any questions at all about it, just let me know. Drop a comment below, but don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more stuff like this because I love making content. So for now, guys, just keep it real.